All right, everybody. You guys seen the disclaimer? I just wanted to make sure you guys know that this is not professional trading advice. I am not a professional. This is purely for entertainment purposes. So I just want to get straight into this video, you guys. This is the part 3 of the daily bias video. So we're now going to be going back over what I already talked about in part 2 and then also part 1. Pretty much showing you guys the steps that I use to find my daily bias. Using starting from the daily time frame. Obviously, if you want to find your daily bias, you have to be on the hourly time frame. And then I told you guys what I pretty much look for with the top of the daily candle from the previous days. I look back at least 3 days, sometimes even 10 days, but I try to focus on at least 3 days, and I look at these daily highs, daily lows. Then I told you guys in the previous videos I was going to be watching this Fibonacci right here. I'm sorry, not the Fibonacci, but this wick on the daily chart. I like to measure these wicks out and see how do the market respect the midpoint of that wick. And then we also have the 25% level of this wick as well, right? So how are we holding up in there? And then this little yellow box right here is a area I gave out to you guys on the second video. This came from the 15-minute chart. This little yellow box right here. This came from the 15-minute chart. So, and I told you guys that was a inversion fair value gap right about here. Make sure I zoom in so you guys can see this big inversion fair value gap. You guys can see I didn't even have it properly where it needed to be. It needed to be a little bit lower. Then I can lock that in. This is my 15-minute. Typically, I do name these as well. Let me see if my keyboard got some power to it now. Right, so inversion fair value gap, 15-minute. And then this box up here, for those of you who have watched the first and second video, if you haven't already, make sure y'all go check that out. This was a fair value gap on the hourly time frame. So essentially, I'm bringing in all of ICT's concepts, and I'm showing you guys how to use the daily bias around the other concepts as well. And then, with everything combined, it's like having the affinity gauntlet. Sometimes it can give you some really good trades, if you start learning how to practice what I'm showing you today, right? So this is pretty much what have been happening ever since the market opened. As you guys can see, this is my Fibonacci. So we're on a 15-minute time frame right here. This is just a wick. So this wick is currently holding price up. And I told you guys that I'm not going to be doing anything until I see this little swing low. Not swing low, but this daily low or the daily high ran out. And we haven't seen that today as well. So, but price is respecting the levels that we called out right here, right? We called out this inversion. You see we got dipped down in there once, dipped down twice, dipped down 3 times. All of those could have been trades, but it's not really the type of setup that I, felt like taking today, right? This is a really slow market. If you look at from the day's highs, you can see, or not the day, but maybe intraday highs, you can see 22961 all the way down to about 22842. So that's only about 120 point range. I am aware of the fact that the NASDAQ only runs about 300 points per day. Like 300 points is like its full range per day. And how do you find that out? Well, you just go to the daily time frame, and then you just measure out these candles, and you can see how much the NASDAQ moves on any given day, right? So like this candle right here, this is about 170 point candle. This candle right here, that was prior to that one. That's almost 300, about 250 points of movement in that candle, right? And then this day right here, which was a pretty big day, that was about 270 points worth of moving. So you see the Nasdaq, you know, it don't really move that much all the time. On average, it's probably going to move anywhere between 2 to 300 points. So with you knowing that information as well, you can use the daily bias and you can use other ICT concepts to figure out where you may want to place your trade. And all you have to do from there is figure out how much is the market moving. As you guys can see, when we first dipped into this inversion, we came right back up and then we just stopped right here on these 15-minute order blocks, right? So we just stopped right there. That could have been a trade. You know, I didn't take that trade. I didn't feel like being bothered because if this is only from 22850 all the way up to 22940, that's only 90 points. So let's just imagine that you're not going to get the full move. Let's say best of the best, you get half of the move. So that's 45 points. And then you have to pretty much have a really solid entry. So all of this for me is like consolidation. I'm not saying that it's not tradable, but it's conditions that you will eventually learn how to stay away from once you get better with using the daily bias and other concepts like the inversion fair value gap, order blocks, fair value gaps, all of that good old stuff that ICT teaches on his channel as well. So, yeah, just wanted to give y'all the update. This is the same day. This is also August. I mean, I'm sorry, not August. This is also July the 8th. This is a Tuesday, 2025. This is pretty much a continuation from my video part 2 series. I just wanted to come back and give you guys the update. As you guys can see in the top left-hand corner, it is 1:12 p.m. So afternoon session is getting ready to start. I still don't know if I'm going to take a trade or not, but we're going to see what the price gives us. Maybe it comes down here and sweeps some of this liquidity, and maybe I can get into a buy. But so far, this price action is really choppy. It's not really my favorite type of price action, but ultimately what I'm trying to show you guys is how you can corner the market and eventually use these concepts to find consistent trades based off of a narrative that you have from watching price action. That is my main goal for trying to teach you guys this, right? So remember, we started from the daily, we dropped down into the 4 hour, the 1 hour, now we're on the 15-minute in this video. So if you haven't watched those other 2 videos, make sure y'all go check that out as well. And I appreciate everybody as well who have been using the Funder Pro link. I do have an affiliates code with Funder Pro. I'm only going to have an affiliates code with them right now until other prop firms get their shit together as far as, with these rules that they have. They got some really horrible rules, and I want the community to start talking more about that because some of these rules it's robbery, man. Like, they're just stealing people money at this point, and something needs to be done about that if people are going to continue to use prop firms. But make sure y'all just use that affiliate link, man. I'm gonna have more videos coming out about prop firms as well, man, because somebody have to talk about it. So, everybody else, they just link crazy. Everybody just wants you to sign up with their link, which is cool. I get it. But people ain't being truthful about these companies, man. So more videos to come, y'all. I just want to try to help as many people learn daily bias as I can. So make sure y'all drop a like on this video. Comment down below what I can do better or other topics that y'all want to hear about. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.